to get into, okay? Because there was a blowout that took place in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. But that doesn't matter because orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. And I'm not talking this orange and blue in OK City. I'm talking the orange and blue in New York City. It's Big Perk in the house. It's the doggy dog world on Wednesday mornings in the house. My girl Molly's in the house as well. It's time to roll. First takes in the house. Holla.
Both these teams have been playing some great basketball. Okay, Julius Randle. Randle's got it cooking right now.
We didn't panic, obviously, in the struggles in the first half. We knew that we stuck with it. They would eventually fall, and they did.
You think you're in the game, and then all of a sudden, it's blowout city. The Thunder with their largest lead of the game. Caruso, three-pointer. Bang!
That's a 7, not bad. It's not first to one, and we know that. A lot more work to do.
Well, today's the day. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. As you can see, it's a Mad Dog Wednesday.
Hello there, Molly.
Caruso is in the building. We got our guys in OKC, SA, Big Perk. I heard you're the mayor of the town. Good to see you both.
A little long with that Stephen A. Open. I think you did great. A little long.
He's excited. He's excited about Knicks tonight.
I'm proud that he has on a different blazer today, so I give Doggy credit. Molly looking like a school teacher this morning. I love the look. Molly. And you sitting up there with your hands folded like you a student. But you all sit next to me, I understand. Let's go, Molly. Let's go.
Class is in session. Let's go. All right, so as they've done throughout these playoffs, Oklahoma City's depth proved to be too much. The Thunder rode a 2-0 run to open up an 11-point third-quarter advantage en route to a runaway 114-88 win. Wow. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander struggled early but finished with 31 points and 9 assists. Okay, S.A., here's what I want to know from you. Was this OKC blowout of Minnesota something or nothing?
I think it was something, Molly. I really, really do. I walked into this series thinking that, it's 7 games, and I departed, praying that it goes at least 5. I mean, to be outscored 70-40 in the second half is very, very alarming. It's just one game, but when you see the fact that OKC played 10 dudes in significant minutes that all had an impact, when you see how their piranha-style defense was just took over when it really, really mattered, when you saw the ease with which Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the eminent league MVP, finished with his 31 points but had 11 free throws, when you consider how he struggled from the field and how Jalen Williams struggled from the field, and still they ran away with this in the second half, and Minnesota's bench, when it really, really counted, only made about 7 of 36 shots. You're just saying to yourself, good Lord have mercy. How are you going to beat this team? You're looking at Ant-Man and what he can do, but he couldn't do much last night. Naz Reid shooting 0 for 7 from three-point range, like 0 for 11 or 1 for 11 for the game. I'm just looking at the personnel or the absence thereof compared to OKC's depth and their defensive tenacity. And I'm asking myself, how is Minnesota going to make a series out of this? I'm not there yet definitively, but it was very alarming for me to see such a lopsided contest in that second half.
Well, when you go 15 of 51 from 3, that's a major problem. And they couldn't make a three-point shot if their life depended on it. Obviously, DiVincenzo and Reed did not shoot the ball well. I'm with Steve 100%, though. This would be a little alarming for me, too. Now, I thought Oklahoma City 6. If you were nice enough to have me on Monday, I would have given you that prediction, or Tuesday. But I thought 6, so I'll stick to that. But I thought OKC was primed to be picked off last night. A tough turnaround from that Denver Game 7. Played 2 days later. Minnesota should have had a bigger lead at the half than they did. It's only 48-44. They were up by 7 or 8 points in the first half, and OKC had not played well. SGA had not played well. And Minnesota kind of let them hang around and got too close at the half. And as Steve said, whatever it was 70-40, Steve, in the second half, they got blown out. So I'm with Steve 100%. Yes. I think this is something here. Now, remember, OKC lost that first game to Denver and bounced back. But here's what I would say quickly before Perk chimes in. OKC, to me, I think they've blown a lot in the last couple series. Forget Memphis, but they were in big trouble against Denver 3 or 4 times for a young team. Lost Game 1, lost Game 3 in overtime, down 9 in Game 4 in the fourth quarter. Could have easily lost Game 5 and had to play a 7th game, and down 21-10 in that first quarter in Game 7. And they got out of all those games. Maybe that is the step that we'll look at the end of this next couple weeks and think, there is their chance. They made that step to that next championship level. But overall, I'm with Steve. I'd be very concerned about the T-Wolves right now.
Big Perk?
What did I tell you yesterday on Countdown?
You said a lot.
I said a lot, but the one thing I told you to start off the show.
They needed this game.
I said it was a must-win game for the Minnesota Timberwolves because you got OKC coming off a tough 7-game series against the Denver Nuggets, emotionally and physically, and you've been resting for 5 days preparing for this moment. And I also told you, SA, on Countdown, that Anthony Edwards, we don't need Anthony Edwards to be Anthony Edwards. You need him to be Ant-Man in this series. And I get it. It's hard to get to the paint. It's hard to get your shots off when you're dealing with a team that have a bunch of dogs and everybody on that team could play defense at a high level, especially in isolation. But you know the one thing that Anthony Edwards don't do at a high level is get to the free throw line. People can complain all they want about SGA and Big Body Brunson getting to the free throw line, but I remember at one point in time, we used to applaud Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Paul Pierce, Tim Duncan for getting to the free throw line, right? Putting pressure not only on the opponent, but the officials. So I'm looking at Anthony Edwards in this series. He has to be special. Like the 27 points he's been averaging, that's not going to cut the mustard. He got to average 35 to 40 for them to even stand a chance against the Oklahoma City Thunder. To be honest, look, the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to get a game, but this is not going past 6 games.
I got to tell you this. You know what I found myself thinking about last night, Doggy, Big Perk, Molly?
Yeah.
I had to do an event months ago. I was hosting an event with Irvin Magic Johnson. And it was around that time, if you remember, when Ant-Man had said that, you know, other than Michael Jordan, he didn't really think. I think it was other than Michael Jordan or Kobe. He was like, he really didn't think that there was any players from the past talented that, you know, could compare to today's player or whatever. And it was a blasphemous statement, of course. And I remember I asked Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson, knowing the obvious greatness of Ant-Man's talent, looked at the audience and said, I don't really pay attention to anybody who hasn't won anything. They simply don't know. And I'm saying to myself, last year, Western Conference Finals, Ant-Man. This year, Western Conference Finals, Ant-Man. You have an opportunity to let the world know that you have a clue about what it takes to win. And part of it is getting to the free throw line, Big Perk. And the fact of the matter is that showing last night by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second half, by him in the second half, says a lot if you don't find a way to resurrect yourself in this series. Molly, this series could end up being a romp. This series could end up being as lopsided as they come. I mean, based on what you saw in the second half, we're not all there yet. We're looking at Minnesota getting a game or 2 games. My theory of 7-game series has gone out the window. The level of dominance in that second half defensively, if they were just making shots, that would be one thing. They weren't making shots, Molly, and they still didn't care. They forced about 3 or 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes of the first half, which really set the stage for the blowout in the second half. This is what they're doing. They came at them defensively and got all up in them, and Minnesota had no answer whatsoever.
Stephen
This
A.
could be bad.
Hold that thought. Chris, I want to let you respond, and then I want to hit a couple other angles on
Well,
this.
I think both these guys I think Perk a little rough. You got to give Minnesota a game. I mean, geez. I mean, maybe I'll give them one.
He gave him a game.
He gave him a
game.
You got to give them a game.
I know you miss me, Mad Dog.
I do miss you. I do.
Game.
All right, well, what game are you going to give them? Game 3 or Game 4? Game 3 or Game 4? If they get Game 3, they're sort of in the mix. But you guys are right. I'm not going to argue with you too much. I mean, I like to sit there and think we can look at a 7-game series. OKC lost 6 games at home all year. And I'm going to go back to what I said a little while ago. And I know you guys, for whatever the reason, you ignored it, which was ridiculous because it's a great point. The idea is that OKC really sort of navigated and showed maturity getting through that Denver series.
Cái này thôi nè. Đúng nha.
Xin chào các mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn mọi người làm vòng đây là quả chám. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu làm.
Như tôi không xem. Như này thì 18 cộng mà. 18 cộng á. 15 cộng là em trên 18. Vậy là em chưa 18. Em chưa 18. Wow. Chịu cho lòng nữa. 2010 á. Sao lại 2010? 2K7. Long 2K7. Chịu phá là từng giây.
2K9. 2K9 còn đang ngồi để tin nghĩ không?
Rồi, có 2K7 cũng nhắn tin nhiều.
Không.
Có 2K7 nhắn tin.
Ghi ở đâu?
2K7 luôn đi ơi. 2K7 nhắn tin nhiều luôn. Ta 2K8 nó lạch lòi nhá.
Ghi ở đâu? Toàn chuyện với bạn.
Ô, Tiên sinh năm bao nhiêu nhỉ?
Ai?
Tiên sinh năm bao nhiêu?
Cao 18.
À, em cao 18 này.
Ôi, thế ít hơn cậu Thành 10 tuổi à?
Em 18.
Đúng.
Lâu không mắt được.
Sơn có lớn hơn đi còn 9 tuổi. Ôi, vã dự tính. Thua 10, thua Thành 10 tuổi, thua Sơn thua Sơn 11 tuổi. Sơn nó ít tuổi hơn Thành.
Bia.
Vâng. Sơn 209, Thành 208.
Bia đâu? Có pi play.
Đây Sơn ít tuổi
Sao
nhất.
có pi đâu?
Em sắp già nhất rồi. Ai em già nhất rồi? Làm nữa.